Hey coach, welcome back to iCoach Kids. In the previous videos, we looked at what coaches can do to promote the personal development of children through sport. There were lots of ideas and practical tips that we can use straight away. Now, as children grow and develop, what they want, what they need, and how we give it to them changes over time. We've said it multiple times that children are not mini adults, but a 5-year-old and a 12-year-old are also very different and need to be treated differently. If we don't, we risk them getting bored, getting injured, or even dropping out of sport altogether. To complicate things a bit more, children's development is influenced by what's called the 3 ages of sport: chronological age, biological age, and training age. Chronological age is the actual age of the child as per their date of birth. Biological age is the developmental age of the child based on their level of biological maturity. Now, research shows that children of the same biological age may be up to 3 or 4 years apart based on their rate of maturation. The kids on this picture are all the same chronological age, but they're clearly not the same biological age. Finally, training age is the number of years a child has been practicing a sport or activity. So 2 children could share same chronological and biological age, yet be poles apart in terms of skill and understanding if one has trained substantially more. As coaches then, we should try to work out the current stage of development of each child based on the combination of the 3 different ages to adapt the way we coach them. This will be covered in a lot more detail in MOOC 2, but we would like to share with you at this point a simple model I developed a few years ago to help coaches work through these issues. It is called the SPEC model, and it looks at children developing from birth to full maturity in 4 different dimensions: social, physical, emotional, and cognitive. Yes, the model is going to give you 4D glasses so you see children in a more holistic way. It will also help you understand that 1. Children have to go through these stages and that there is no magic way to skip any of them. And 2. That your job is to pitch sessions and activities at the right level of demand in all 4 development areas, or you are setting yourself for disaster. Let's have a brief look at each of the 4 broad development dimensions. Remember, you can find more information in the study guide. Let's start with physical development. Some key facts coaches need to know include: first, children grow at different rates from birth to full maturity, and this affects what they're capable of learning and doing, as well as their proneness to injury. Some of them, particularly girls, may have a growth spurt as puberty starts from as early as 11 years of age. What coaches need to know is that during periods of rapid growth, coordination may suffer as the brain adapts to the new proportions, and children may experience growing pains and be more susceptible to high impact or repetitive strain injuries. Second, children grow from the top down and from the center out. The implication for coaches is that children will be able to control body parts closer to the brain and to the midline earlier than those further away. Think about it this way: they will be better with their hands than with their feet, and better with the strength-based activities than dexterity-based ones. For instance, kicking for distance versus kicking for placement. And third, children's energy systems are not as developed as those of the adult. Their aerobic and anaerobic systems will not be working at full capacity until their teens. For coaches, it means that particularly young children should not be working for more than 5 to 20 seconds at a time, with equal recovery periods. They will progressively be able to engage in longer and more intense activities. What about the social development area? This is what coaches need to know. First, children start by being very self-centered and unable to share or work cooperatively. When given the chance, however, they progressively become more able to work in groups and actually enjoy it a lot. For you as a coach, this may mean being mindful that very young children may not be ready to work in groups or to complete tasks that require high amounts of cooperation or collaborative thinking. It may also mean that some kids may appear selfish and self-centered, but that doesn't mean that they are bad kids. It's just the way they are. Second, Children do not always understand the difference between their performance and the teams. They don't really get that different players may have different roles either. And they also struggle to see that working together for a common purpose, even if this means sacrificing your own goals, is a desirable thing to do. Again, as a coach, don't get mad if a child appears selfish or disinterested in the group. Just help them understand until they get it. And third, children, like adults, tend to become close friends with some kids and not others, and they also form small friendship groups. As a coach, it is not so much about breaking up these groups, but about creating opportunities for them to interact with kids they don't spend a lot of time with regularly. Purposefully pairing kids with a non-close friend may lead to them getting to know each other a bit more and becoming closer. Okay, so now let's talk about the emotional development area. Some of the things coaches should be aware of include: first, young children may struggle to cope with disappointment or not getting their own way. Some may react throwing a tantrum, while others may look sad and withdrawn. As a coach, you can't expect every child to behave in the same way. Getting to know every child and speaking to their parents about the best ways to help them control their emotions will be very useful for you. Second, children can have little emotional self-awareness. This means they don't really realize the impact of their actions and behaviors. It also means that they may struggle to express emotions and feelings. And this again may lead to either tantrums or withdrawal. In the long run, a calming voice and repeated explanations of the impact of losing control tend to work much better than discipline. And third, most children don't really get delayed gratification. So this idea of if you work hard, we'll play games at the end may not really work. As a coach, while fostering the development of their delayed gratification capacity, you have to make sure there is sufficient immediate gratification for them to enjoy the sessions and keep coming back for more. And finally, let's explore the cognitive development area. First, coaches need to understand that children learn in multiple ways: by doing, by observing and emulating, by listening, etc. But coaches also need to know that at first, children will learn much more by doing and using trial and error than by observing and listening. For you as a coach, it means that the focus should be on giving kids a greater chance of doing and trying things and using simple demonstrations and explanations when required. Second, children's concentration span is short, and their ability to process lots of information is not as well developed as in adolescents or adults. In other words, don't talk for too long, don't give complex or lengthy explanations, and don't keep them waiting in lines. If you do, there is a strong chance they will lose concentration, get bored, and start doing things you don't really want them to. And third, children also struggle to differentiate between cause and effect, and between an effort and ability. For this reason, they tend to think that if they try hard, they should get it right straight away. Failure may be difficult to cope with, and coaches have a big role to play in getting young players to understand that learning doesn't happen overnight. So, what does this all mean to you as a coach? Well, imagine the 4 dimensions as 4 related yet different journeys the kids have to make on their way to full maturity. There are a few consequences for coaches. First, if we want activities and full sessions and programs to work, these need to be pitched at the right level. But not only on the physical dimension, which is the more visible dimension out of the 4, on all of them. Children develop at different rates in all 4 areas. A child may have the physical ability to do something, but if either socially, emotionally, or cognitively the task is at the wrong level, they won't be able to do it, or do it consistently. We use something called the coaching zones to illustrate this point. As you can see in this figure, when we get it right and our activities and sessions are set right above the kids' current level of ability, the magic happens, and they enjoy themselves and learn a lot. We call that the learning zone. And that's where we want kids to be as much as possible in our sessions. Anything below that, we call the comfort zone, where learning may be consolidated and things feel safe, but if kids spend too long there, they quickly drop into the boredom zone. And as you know, nothing good happens there. At the other extreme, when we're asking kids to do something that is way above their current level of ability, we call it the panic zone. And in the panic zone, not much good happens. Kids either withdraw and fall into the boredom zone or freak out and never come back. The only good use of the panic zone may be when we want children to experience a little bit of difficulty and hardship to see if they manage to bring themselves back to an emotional state where learning can happen. Now, this has to be done in a very skillful and controlled way, as it can quickly escalate and get out of control. The second implication for coaches of the multidimensional nature of children is that there is bound to be different levels of development between all the children in your team. And in all 4 areas, this makes providing suitable activities for everyone in your session a challenging proposition, yet one that is worth working for. Running differentiated sessions takes a bit of planning and skill, but it is very, very important. We will deal with this in MOOCs 2 and 3. Okay, so now you understand a bit more about how children grow and develop and what it means for you as a coach. A few more things. We've put together a set of case studies in the study guide to see if you can work out where it went wrong for these coaches based on what we covered in this section. And second, we would like you to, using the template provided in the study guide, reflect on how well your sessions cater for all children and in all 4 areas of the development of the SPEC model. Please download the guide now. And finally, don't forget to complete the quiz to make sure you've got the key points down. Thanks for watching, and please move on to the summary and conclusions video. See you there!